Today we have sketching circles, finding the center and radius from the given equations. We have three simple examples to go over today. So the first one is x squared plus y squared equals 16. So what we have to do is basically sketch the circle from the equation that's given to us. So I will be pausing and like sketching it because I can't really sketch with one hand because I'm holding my phone with one hand and gonna be writing with the other. So when the sketching part comes, I am going to pause and sketch. So the standard equation for a circle is going to be, hold on a second, it's going to be x minus h squared plus, there we go, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So that is what our basic standard circle equation is going to look like. R is the radius, r squared is the radius squared. H and K, it is going to be basically the center. So it's right here, center. It's going to be the coordinates of H and K. And obviously we have radius, R equals radius. So that's going to be the radius. And that is going to be our h and k. And we look here, do we have any h values or let's say k values in our equation? We don't really, we have 0, right? So our h value is going to be 0, while our k value, there's no k value, so it's going to be 0 as well. So that's going to be the center of our circle, 0, 0. And we take the square root of 16 to get our radius, because right here is radius squared. We need to get the square root of 16, and the square root of 16 is going to be 4, right? Because 4 times 4 is 16. So now we have our center, and now we have our radius. So we can go ahead and basically sketch the circle now. So we have 0, 0, right? That is the origin. 0, 0, that's the center of the circle. We have the radius of 4. So in order to plot the radius, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 right there, one, just making sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 right there. Remember, the radius is basically half of the diameter. So what we're going to do now is basically just sketch the circle. I'll be right back. I'm going to sketch this real quick, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pause this right now. So yeah. So we are back, and obviously it's not perfect, but this is the circle of the equation x squared plus y squared equals 16. Our radius is 4. Our diameter is going to be 2 times the radius, so that is basically the circle. Our points are from the origin. We have 0, 4, 0, all the way up to 4. We have 4, 0. X-axis is 4, y-axis is 0. We have negative 4, 0. X-axis is negative 4, y is 0, and we have 0, negative 4 right here. Our y-axis is 0. Our y-axis is negative 4, and our x-axis is 0. So yeah, basically we have that for our for our first problem. So now let's go ahead and move on to the second example. We have x squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 9, right? So again, we are going to write our equation for the standard circle. Let's write it right here, which is going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k, sorry about that, squared equals r squared. So yeah, you get the idea, you get the point. So that's going to be our standard equation for the circle. We see obviously our radius squared is going to be 9. We're going to take the square root of 9 to give us 3. That's going to be our radius. 3 is our radius. And we see that we don't really have an h value here, but we do have a k value. So our h value is going to be 0, right? 0. And our k value, we look and it says y minus 2. What this basically is telling us is on the y-axis we're going to move up 2, not down. We're going to move up 2. So it's going to be a positive 2 on the y-axis, on the y-coordinate. So now we have the center of the circle is going to be 0, 2, and our radius is going to be 3. So x on the x-axis is going to be 0, on the y-axis is going to be 2. So let's go on to the x-axis, which is 0. We're going to move up 2. 1, 2. That is going to be our center point of the circle. And we see that our radius is a 3. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, all the graphs that I'm going to be using are going to be, basically they're going to be increments of 1 unit. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth, just to avoid any confusion. All right, so you got that one done, you got that one. We're doing this one right now, so 0 and then 1, 2, all right, 2 up. So our radius is 3. So from the center of the circle, we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Down. 1, 2, 3. And to the sides. 1, 2, 3. Our radius of 3. 1, 2, 3. So same story. We are going to be sketching the circle. So I will pause the video and come back with a sketch just to show you guys. So I'll be back. So we're back and this is what I got. We have the radius of 3. Our points on the circle is this one up here is going to be 0, 5. This one down here is going to be 0, -1. This one to my right is going to be 3, 2. There's going to be -3, up 2, and that is going to be the sketch for number 2 of that equation. So that is how we do these 2 problems. Let's move on to our last problem. On the back, we have x plus 5 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 36. We're going to be writing it down here. Again, you cannot forget our standard circle equation, sorry. X minus h squared plus x minus k squared equals r squared. So we have x minus h squared plus y, oops, that's a y by the way, y minus k squared equals r squared. So again, we go up to the equation that was given to us, and we see that in the place where r squared would be, there's a 36. So to find the radius, we take the square root of 36, which is going to give us 6. So that is going to be your radius. And now let's go ahead and find our center of the circle. We do have an h value, and it is a positive 5. So what this is telling us is basically we're going to move left on our coordinate plane. We're going to move left 5 units. So it's going to be actually -5 right here. So -5. And then we're going to look for our y, for our k value here. And our k value is a -2. So that means we're going to be moving up 2 units. So it's going to be a positive 2. -5 because we're going to be moving left 5 units, and +2 because we're going to be moving up 2 units according to the formula. So now we can go, now that we have our center of -5, 2, and our radius of 6, we can go ahead and plot our points. Let's go ahead and plot the center first. So let's move 5 this way, left, to my left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to move up 2. 1, 2. And that is going to be our center of the circle. So 5 left, up 2, and now we can go ahead and basically do our radius, and our radius is 6. So again, from the center piece, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure it's correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and move down now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now left and right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'm not gonna bore you. So now you get the idea. Now we're gonna go ahead and sketch, so I'll be right back. And now we're done with the sketch, and this is obviously not perfect, but basically these are the point coordinates that I got from the graph that we just sketched, and there's our work. And yeah, that's the last example that we have for today. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That is how you sketch the graphs of circles, from basically just finding the center and the radius from the equation and basically just sketching the circle. That is how this is done. And yeah, that's it. So good luck.